In this video, you'll learn about interpolation modes, using different curve types, and channel looping in Timeflow. Animation curves in Timeflow can be created using a variety of tools to control interpolation over time. By default, new channels are created with quadratic mode, which automatically produces smooth interpolation between keyframes. The interpolation mode can be changed by clicking the red curve button at the bottom. This cycles through each of the modes and is non-destructive. Use linear mode to interpolate keyframes in straight lines without any smoothing. This is most often used for constant or mechanical movement. And then we have Bezier mode, providing additional control handles to fully customize curves. While the interpolation mode applies to the whole channel, specific keyframes may be assigned one of the following modes. Enable linear to force any selected keyframes to interpolate linear. Or set keyframes to hold mode to maintain a constant value until the next keyframe. When Bezier mode is selected, curves can be adjusted by clicking and dragging on the tangent handles. Tangent handles can be broken or unified by holding the Alt key while dragging. Note that whenever editing Bezier handles, all selected keyframes are modified together. To work on tangents without risk of altering keyframe times or values, you can switch over to the Edit Tangents tool by clicking on the Select Tool icon, or using the keyboard shortcut C. While this mode is active, only the Bezier handles can be modified. Double-click any keyframe to reset the handles, toggling between collapsed and automatic mode. Additional tangent options and tools for the selected keyframes are displayed on the bottom toolbar. To automatically smooth keyframe tangents, press the Auto Calculate button. This is a special keyframe mode indicated by the handles turning blue, which automatically calculates smoothing between keyframes by approximating its handles based on its position in the curve. This can be helpful to quickly prototype animations, and then manually make any adjustments needed. Once tangents have been modified, notice that they are once again displayed in green, since the Auto Calculate mode becomes disabled as soon as any direct modifications are made. Tangent handles may also be flattened for the selected keyframes, or optionally just flattened on the left or right. The last curve editing button in the toolbar on the right toggles between three tangent modes. This can be used to force the tangents to be unified with equal lengths, unified with independent lengths, or independently controlled. Additional tools for working with keyframes can be found by right-clicking to show the context menu. In the keyframe submenu are several more commands. Snap time and snap values may be applied to selected keyframes and track sections to realign them to the grid. You can also use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl-U to snap time and Ctrl-Shift-U to snap value. This is often helpful when working with musical timing to keep things on beat, also known as quantizing. Another option available for Bezier curves is the ability to copy and paste tangents from one set of keyframes to another. As an alternative to using the context menu, the standard copy command Ctrl-C also serves to copy keyframe tangents. To paste tangents, first select the target keyframes, and then use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl-Alt-Shift-V. This not only pastes the tangents, but also any special keyframe modes, while preserving each keyframe's time and value. If multiple keyframes were copied initially, pasting them repeats the tangents in order over the selected keyframes, making it easier to create specific patterns. Looping may be enabled for all channel types that support it by clicking the loop icon in the bottom toolbar. Clicking on the button again cycles through each of the modes, including ping-pong mode for back and forth motion. Looping repeats a section of time in the channel, which can be adjusted by clicking and dragging on the loop region handles. Note that any keyframes outside of the loop area become disabled, and the original curve without looping is shown in gray for reference. If automatic mode is enabled, the loop adjusts its range to include all keyframes on the channel. Automatic mode is on by default whenever looping is first enabled. To set the loop region to a specific set of keyframes, first select the keyframes, then right-click in the view and go to Keyframes Loop Selected. Looping can also be turned on and off, leading into and out of the loop region. To help achieve perfect looping, the Match Endpoints mode may be enabled, though be forewarned that this does modify the values of the first and last keyframes of the loop to ensure that it starts and ends on the same value. When using this mode, it's best to have keyframes set at the start and end points of the loop region for this purpose. And finally, we come to the limit setting, which sets how many times the loop repeats. This value may be left at 0 to repeat indefinitely. Up next, we'll go into more depth on track visibility modes.